Good morning, everybody. Sorry about the bright sun. Let me turn around here. All right, it's Tuesday, March 18th, 2025, the day after St. Patrick's Day. So we had patchy frost this morning. It was about 34, 35 degrees, something like that. But we're gonna get back in the 70s later today. And I've got about probably a 4-hour window, something like that. So I'm back on Lake Wylie. I'm gonna see if I can find a few. So here we go. Got here, he's shaking his head. He must probably a bass. If he's a crappie, he's probably a good one. I think he's a bass. No, he's a giant crappie. She's a giant crappie. Oh baby, come on in here. Come on in here to that net. Good gracious. Good gracious. We got something now. Good night. Look at her. Look at her. First one of the day. On that two-tone green color. Yeah. Look at you, big girl. That one's just a hair under 15 inches. First fish of the day. We're gonna weigh her just for fun. All right, let's see if you can see the scale. She is just exactly dead on 2 pounds. Big on here now. Going under the boat. Yeah, we might have us a catfish here. He's going under the boat. Running. He's running. He's pulling drag. There he goes. There he goes, pulling drag. He's probably a big catfish. Probably a big cat right there. Yeah, he's making a run for the deep. And he hit kind of deep, so let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Trying to drive the trolling motor and watch all these rods and play this fish on 4-pound line, by the way. We got a light action rod, 4-pound line with a crappie jig tipped with a minnow, and I think we got hooked up to a big catfish is what I'm thinking is going on here. We're gonna find out in just a minute, because she's gonna get tired. We're gonna play her in. Can't really stop trolling, so we're moving along kind of slowly. Let's see if we can get the camera adjusted down at a better angle. Get a look at this old girl. Well, we know it's not a crappie. We know that. I think it's a catfish. It's trying to spin quite a bit, which is usually a sign of a catfish. Yeah, I see her back there coming up. I can see the color of her coming up in the water. We'll get a good look at her here. There she comes. There she comes. Let's see if you can see her before she spins on me again. You know, if you got your drag set right, you can do some amazing things with this stuff. Look at here. Look at here what we got. Look at here. There we go. Nasty. Nasty girl. Second fish of the day. Big old nasty catfish. Caught on a 1/8 jig, down deep. 4-pound test line on a light action reel. I'm fixing to weigh her, see how much she weighs. All right, according to the scale, this thing is approximately, I don't know if I can spin it around to show you or not. This thing is dead on 8 pounds. So there's an 8-pound catfish on 4-pound crappie line and a light action rod. Back in the water she goes. This is another reason I hate catfish. Look at all the nasty slime they get in your net. And no matter what you do, it takes forever to get all that out of there. I mean, it's nasty. It looks like 100 babies' runny noses all in the net. It's nasty. Or you're just now showing you stuff. Yeah, you're a little small. You're a little small. You're probably gonna get to go back and see your buddies because you're a little small. That's good. You need to get up there and learn how to make beds. Yeah. So I've been learning how to film with these GoPros. And I wear one of these chesties. I call this my redneck sports bra. Gives me some appreciation of what you girls go through having to fool with these things all the time. But anyway, there's still a big learning curve. I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm working on it. Well, as you know, sometimes life gets in the way of our recreation. So just as soon as I got started fishing today, I got a call saying that my lawnmower was ready. It's been in the shop. So I've got to go home, unhook the boat trailer, and hook up my landscaping trailer so that I can go pick up my mower, and then go take the mower off and store it, put the other trailer back, get all my batteries recharged and everything so I can fish tomorrow. I've got a trip planned for tomorrow. So, and actually tomorrow's a better day. So today I only fished, it's not even 11 yet, so I actually only fished a little less than 3 hours, and I only touched 3 fish, 2 crappie and a catfish, and that was it. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. All right, today is Wednesday, March 19th, and I am back down here at Greenwood, and the ramp is hopping. Everybody's lined up to get their boats put in. I don't know if the fishing's good or not. You know, nobody's saying much, but it's a beautiful morning. And in the parking lot, I found somebody's shotgun shell unused. So I don't know if that's a good sign or bad sign. I don't know. Maybe it'll be lucky, like picking up a penny. Anyway, like I said, today's the 19th, and actually this is the last day of winter for this year, because normally the first day of spring is March 21st, but now it is March the 20th. because that's based on the vernal equinox, which just means when the center of the sun is lined up with our equator, that's what starts our spring. And so March 21st, it doesn't happen again until the year 2101, and I won't be here. So for the next several years, it's going to be March 20th is our last day of, our official start of spring. So with all that being said, today is technically the last day of winter. So I'm going to be long lining again. Beautiful Lake Greenwood. You never know what you'll catch down here. So here we go. All right, I'm idling through the debris field. Just below the bridge here, the sun is not even up yet. And there is some pollen on the water already. So that's the first pollen I've seen. And I don't know, I got a feeling this could be a good day. And we're gonna start out with a little bass. First fish of the day, little bass. Well, that ain't no surprise, is it? This one might have one too. I gotta get you off first though. Uh-oh, I'm in a whole bunch of them here. I must have went over a school of them. Why can't I get you out, little joker? You got me all hung up. Little bitty bass. All right, let's see what this one is. Let's see what goes on this line. Got something on this line too. That's fun. Got one on this line, one on that line. I got the jig hung up on it. Have to cut this line. Take the jig off to save it. Good gracious. Can't wind it in. Can't get this off of it. I got a fish on that I can't wind in because I got a jig hung up on this other line. Can you believe that? This is phenomenal. Phenomenal, I tell you. I got a fish on the line and I can't get him off because I can't get this line loose. He just broke free. So I lost that fish because I had him wrapped in another line. Man alive. That was craziness to start the day. Bass hit running across the lines and everybody's all tangled up, and look what happened. I lost two. Caught one little fish and hung up two lines. Pretty bulky though. Come on up now, that's a good swirl. Come on up here. Get down there and get that baby. Oh, yep, there we go. All right, there's another one on that. That's another one on the two-tone green. Pulling drag. Pulling a little drag here. Oh, all right, another little bass. Yeah, pretty little thing, but that's not what we're looking for. Crappie, it's a new one. Go hit hard and he's shaking like a crazy man. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Come on up here, big girl. You feel like you might be pretty good. Come on up to the top. Let's see what you got. Come on up here. Get good. Oh, no, another catfish. Another catfish. Everybody knows what I think about them. Good grief. Alright. See if I can. Maybe I can get this thing without breaking the rod or netting the fish, either one. That would be great. Just get him out of there. Beautiful. That's what I call a good catch and release. Nasty thing. Can't stand those things. Well, looks like we got another bass. Yeah, he's a pretty thing, but we ain't interested in him, so we'll just, I'll let you go if you'll settle down there, buddy. Oh yeah, didn't even net you, little rascal. Hey, 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 don't be so finicky. What's a pretty one there? Look at them pretty eyes. Alright. Back you go, buddy. Oh, that was the third bass of the day. I believe he's a crappie. He's him over the rest of them, I think. I did not net that one. He's a keeper, but he's a little small. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's over 10. He's over 10. Should be a good eater. All right. 7 crappies. 7 crappies and 4 bass today so far. Have your drag set right. When you got this light action rod and 4-pound mono and a 1/16 ounce jig, you want to make sure your drag is set properly so you can pull these little aggravating bass in out of the lake. They're pretty and they're fun to catch, but that's not what we came for. That's not what we came for. But that was fun. That was fun anyway. You about bent my jig all up there, buddy. You crazy joker. Got all that room in that mouth, and I can't get my jig out. I'll have to get me a little helper here. I know that didn't feel good, sorry. Yeah, another pretty little bass. We got some young basses growing up here. All right. All right, stay with it. There it is, way out there. Oh, there's a pattern here. After this dark color, I may have to pick some dark colors. That's another 12. That's another 12. Shallow one in the wind. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Come on in here, girl. You're looking fine. You come on up here to me. Alright. That's on that Cajun cricket. Oh, now you look at there. I dropped you. Made me drop you. Flopping around like that. I just said I hadn't caught a shallow one. I've been fishing all day, and I've only got 6 in the box. So I'm not going to find anywhere out of the wind, but I'm going to go out here and see if I can get a little smaller area. I've been fishing a big bay in here, playing with my drift socks and all that other stuff, but I don't know. I guess if I keep paying my dues with all these little, I don't know, these little 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 days. One of these days, I'm bound to have a good day. I don't know what's going on. I tried to shoot docks earlier, could not find them. Fished out on the channel ledges, I fished in the flats, I mean the water temperature in here, this is a big bay, and the water temperature is 61, surface temperature. Of course it's early afternoon now, but and there's fish in here, good fish, but I've missed a lot of bites with slack line and fighting wind, boat control, and everything else. So that's all part of it. But that's not what we came for. Let's see what we got here. That'll be a good slab. It is a crappie. It is a crappie. I don't know how good she is, but she's a coming. So let's see. Get her on up here to the net. Get on in there and do your job, Mr. Net. Get on in there and scoop that baby. Oh yeah, that one looks like it's been hit by a boat motor or something. But I think that's the third one on that dark. I may have to change out and get some more on that dark. That one. Okay, so when you're long lining, especially with these short rods, like I do with my granddaughters, I like to keep them in so they're propped up so that when the fish bite, they kind of get hooked and stay hooked, and it's easy to get the rods out. However, today I was by myself, and when you're fighting the wind, you have to set the rods in the rod holder so that they are down toward the water line like that. You don't want them way up high, you know, or even. You want them to be down, want the tips down, so that you don't have all that slack line in the air getting blown all about by the wind, okay? And so what I did is I have the inside one set down, and then the third one set down, and then I have the second and the fourth one set up. So when it's calm, I put them up like that, and that's usually when I'm taking them anyway. I'm not taking them if it's supposed to be real windy. So anyway, just a little tip. These are set in the up position, and then if I want to put them down, I just move them over here. You see how these are angled down. Earlier today it was real windy, so we had them angled down like this. And you know, that's a little more advanced. It's not as easy for the kids to get them out, but I usually don't take them when it's super windy anyway. But that's just a little show and tell. Another thing, I don't usually use loop knots. I know everybody that long line trolls loves the loop knots, and that's fine. If I'm pulling a double rig, I'll tie the top jig with a loop knot. But most of the time I use a Palomar knot, and I'm only using 4-pound line, and it's mono. So usually if I get hung up in something, the line breaks well before there's any danger of the rod breaking or anything like that. And you'd be surprised how well those Palomar knots hold. I mean, I have caught catfish on 4-pound line on light action rods, these little small rods, over 13 pounds. This year I've caught a hybrid that was over 8. I've caught catfish that was around 8. I mean, you know, it's you don't have any trouble seeing the bites, and you know, it just does well. That's just what I do. I'm just not, here's a bite right here. And I missed him. I'm just not a big fan of the loop knot. I understand it, but most of the time I don't need that extra dance. I don't need that extra play from the jig, because most of the time I've either got a paddle tail on the back that's got plenty of movement, or I'm tipping the jigs with minnows, and I've got that minnow flash. Also, I hook the minnows through the eyeballs. I know some people go through the lips or whatever, but I go through the eyeballs, and then that way, if the jig is running like this, then the minnow's running like this, so it works out for me. Of course, you can't tell it by this year's result. Well, the sun is just starting to drop below the trees, and I'm about ready to call it a day. I fished hard today, and I need one more fish to have 10. So, I can't even seem to get double digits lately, but oh well. Our limit's 20, and I've got 9 in the box, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't decrease our limits at some point. So I'm not complaining. I got 9 more than I had this morning when I started, but I have fought the wind hard today, and still haven't figured them out this year, but I'm working on it. Okay, so right after I made a video talking about couldn't get double digits, I caught the 10th one. So there you go. I got 10. So that's half a limit. Our limit here is 20. So let's see if I can hold them up a little better here. See if that looks a little better. I'm pretty far from the camera. I can't lean up there to where you guys are, but hopefully I can get it all in the frame. So I can't catch a limit, but I guess I can get half a limit. It's been a long, hard journey to get those 10 fish. Let me tell you, the wind was supposed to blow 13 miles per hour today, and it did for a good part of the day, but it gusted up to 25. And I went from my old orange hat to my boonie hat to my face covering. I'm telling you, I earned those 10. So anyway, I decided to keep a few today. I didn't keep anything yesterday. I only fished 2.5 hours yesterday at Lake Wylie, and I caught a 2-pounder, put her back, and anyway, you'll see that, or you probably saw that. But today I fished all day long down at Greenwood, and it was literally all I could do to get 10, but I'm happy to have them.